Well, hello out there, Internet. It's been a few weeks since I've uploaded. Things have been a little busy, but I've set up a new paint booth in the workshop here, so that way I don't have to wear a mask. And what I have in front of you today is I'm going to start making my Christmas cards. So my Christmas cards are going to be on these little 5x7 canvases. I've already ordered some envelopes, so if you are a friend or family, you may be getting one of these in the mail. But what I have done for now is I went ahead and I took some paper. This is watercolor paper from just a little cheapy notebook. And I just cut it to size, just approximate, just so I can kind of play around with how I want to do these. I picked these up from one of the craft stores nearby. These are just little cardboard die-cut decorations. And this right here I got at a local dollar type store for $3. So I'm going to be doing something special with that. I'm not sure if I'll do that in this video or the next one, but I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do two different designs here. Just going to use a snowflake for one and a kind of a Christmas tree the other, and they're both going to kind of be stellar in the background. This one's probably going to be more the focal point. It's just this right here. So let me grab some cups and things like that. One of the nice things about spray paint is it always comes with a cup for you to use. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do a cup there, I think, kind of so the Christmas tree itself might be over. Maybe. Nah, we're not going to do it that way. I'd rather use something smaller for that. Let me find something a little bit smaller. There we go. Got a little cup right here. So that way it can kind of share the spotlight. Now I have a couple different sizes of the Christmas trees as well, and the snowflakes. I'm going to try something maybe like that. Nah, we're gonna go portrait style, just like this. Plant it there. We'll do the tree right here. Maybe we'll do like a moon, like a black and white kind of moon like we have. And then over here, I think I might change the size of the tree, or the snowflake. So maybe we'll go with the size down from that. And I got a couple different styles. Maybe this little guy here. Yeah, if I go with this style here, kind of tilt it off to the side a little bit. We'll take this cup there, and we're actually going to go right on the corner there. So that way it's kind of on, but not all the way. Let's go just like that. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to put this on my shelf. I actually set up a new shelving system too for all my paint, so it's not on the table, so I'll be able to wheel it in when it gets a little cold in here. You might be able to hear the fan in the background here. I'll pan up a little bit so you can see what I got going on in the background here. Oop, wrong knob. You can tell I don't use the tripod very often. So I've got a filter here, and behind that I've got a box fan, and it's pulling the air this way. So any fumes or paint dust should go right into the filter there. Should make it so you can hear me a little clearer. Okay, so I'm just going to grab a color. Let's go, doesn't really matter. Just grab this purple. All right, we're just going to just to see where everything's going to go. Oh, got a little on our reindeer here, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and we'll lean him up here. All right, and just like that. Now we see where we're going to put everything. So with the snowflake over here, I just realized I'm not wearing my gloves. I should probably rectify that situation here. Let's go ahead. Grab some gloves. Don't want to get paint all over my fingers here. Because it doesn't matter how much you wash, doesn't matter what kind of soap you use, even if it's got pumice in it, it's going to go ahead and be a pain to get off. All right. There we go. I feel a little better. So we're going to go kind of blue themed over here. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start with just some light blue. Give it a good shake, so that way it works a little bit better for us. Just right in here with the snowflake. That's just going to be our base. And then right over that, we're going to go with a bit of a darker blue. This is a wildflower blue. Just like that. And then on top of that, I'm going to do just some regular old white. And I picked up some cheap paint. Saw some guys on TikTok using some less expensive paint for your blacks and whites, and I'm going to find out they actually cover pretty well as long as you test them out. You do have to be careful because sometimes the first couple sprays are a little watery. Just like that. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is grab a little piece of newspaper. I'm just going to kind of dab it on there, just like that. Now I might add a little bit more white here depending on how this looks. Yeah, I'm gonna add more white. So I'm actually gonna separate these two. There's no reason they need to be crowded in here. Just kind of get some texture in here, just to get it look a little bit more like a snowflake. And I'm gonna add a little bit more white. I might grab one of my other whites here that gives a little bit better coverage. So let's see. I'll do one more bit of dab in here. See how that looks. Oh yeah, you know what? There we go. That's exactly what I was looking for. Okay. So for our planet here, I'm thinking something maybe a little on the reddish side, maybe a little bit of green on it too. And we'll grab our... Sorry, I gotta move my cart over a little bit because I can't get to the back of it. There we go. Some red. And this is a poppy red. I'm just gonna grab one more thing here to kind of isolate it. Just to sort of separate it out. All right, there's that. And then we're gonna grab a little bit more green. Let's see. I've got a couple options here for my greens. I'm gonna go with, I think I'm gonna go with some meadow green. You can't really see what it says anymore, but I got a fresh can that's unopened. You can actually see meadow green. So, right on that, just like that. Then on top of that, I'm gonna grab some of my shimmer paint. That is, where does it go? There we go. So on top of that, we're gonna do a little bit of, actually, ooh, that's a better idea. I like this idea better. So we're gonna go just a little bit of shimmer pink on that. Just, this is Candy Raz. Grab a little angle right here. Just like that. Just like that. Okay. So again, with the newspaper, let's see, need a whole sheet for this. Just gonna lighten it up. Just a few dabs. Get some of those colors to mix in a little bit. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a highlight on the front end, I think. Just with the same white that we've been using all along. There we go. And then on the back end there, we're just going to do a little bit of black. Just some regular old black here. Get the black out. There we go. Just a little bit of shadow on the back end there. So this one is mostly done until the next step. So we're just going to move that off to the side here. Put some colors back. I do want that one for the next step. Ooh. I have, among all of these paints, almost forgot about it. This might be a really nice touch. So that's a little bit on the darker side, but I think once we do a black background with this, this will lighten up real nice. But right here, for the blue, we're just going to put a little bit. Got some glitter blast right here. That'll make that sparkle real nice. I also have some purple glitter blast and some silver. What we're going to do is we're going to take our just regular silver glitter paint. I'm not sure where I picked this up, but I'm going to go ahead and just hit this one right there with that. Just kind of make them stand out a little nicer. Put that right there. I am noticing this is drying a little bit better with the fan pulling the air through, so that might help out a little bit too. Okay, so we're going to go back in here to this. So we're going to just cover this with a little scrap of paper here, just to, so we don't have to go crazy. We've got a couple little rocks to keep it down. Just like this. So what I'm going to do instead of doing the green first, we're going to do a little bit of red in the background. I'm going to go with that poppy red again. All right. Okay. Then after our red, we're going to go in here with just a little bit of orange, I think. Yeah, we're going. This is just a real orange is what they call this one. Just a little bit. I'm going to throw a little bit of purple in here too. I think we'll go with grape. Grape's a really good color. Just a little bit like that. And then we'll round it off with a little bit of blue. And then something I'm going to do here is I've got some metallic paints. So I'm going to go with a little bit of copperish, copper color here. What do they call this one? No, it's that color right there. Just a quick copper. Get a little bit of sparkle on there. And then some silver. Some silver right here. Make sure that is frame all right. It is. Just there we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in there with our paper. We're just going to try to remove some of those layers. Now, if you end up doing anything like this and it's sticky like this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move this out of the way. I don't need it now. So if you have it a little sticky like that, you can grab your clear coat. Got enough cans of it. I made sure I had a ton of it. Clear coat. Might be on the other side here. It's on the other side, I guess. A little bit of clear coat right here. Just gonna hit this with our clear. And what that's doing is that's just gonna liven the paint back up. We're just gonna. Now it might not look like much yet, but when we put our green on top of that, I'll be able to remove a couple other layers. So let me go ahead. I'm gonna do our planet right here. Yeah, we'll do the planet. Like I said, we're just going to do kind of white on the planet. So we got our white paint right here. Oop. I'm going to grab a different white. I don't like the way this one's acting. Doesn't like it when it's a little chilly, I guess. So we've got some regular old high gloss white. Give us a good shake. It's a brand new can. Yeah. Or just regular high gloss white. Just like that. We ended up getting a little bit on our tree area, but that's okay. We'll just go ahead in here like this. It's okay to have a little bit of white in there. And I might actually add some here before I put the green on. Okay, so we're going to go in with a little bit of black. And I'm going to grab just a little piece of paper here. I'm just going to take our black just like this. Well, you can't really see what I'm doing, but I'm just going to a couple little drops of black right on the moon here. Just like that. I'm going to grab our random sheet of paper that I have ripped up over here. Put it right here. Give it a tap. I'm going to redistribute some of that. That's kind of a good start. I like it. Go in there with the black one more time. Okay. And all right. That is looking okay to me. So we're going to go back in there with that inexpensive white because it's coming out a little thin, which might actually work out pretty well for us. We're just going to kind of highlight it a little bit, just like that. So it kind of almost silvers out the moon a little bit. So just give it a little bit more oomph. There we go. So next thing I'm going to just go like this right over where the tree's going to go, like I was talking about. And go in there with that newspaper. Just remove some of those layers. Yeah. All right. The last thing I'm going to do I'm going to go in there with some Hunter Green, which is this here. It's kind of a darker green. I think there's... All right, we're going to go in here just like this. Just remove some of those layers. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here with our sponge. I've got a piece of sponge right here. We're just going to tear a little corner off of it. I'm going to grab a cup or a bowl or whatever I can get my hands on here. Or I'm going to drop it. I mean, I could do that too, right? So I'm going to go in here with our dark Hunter Green right in the corner of the bowl here. Gonna pick up some paint with that. I'm just going to kind of dab our green right in here. What that's going to do for us is it should let some of those colors show through the green. So we do have pretty good coverage there. I know it looks a little dark on the screen here, but I'll make sure you get a good look at it before I'm done. And I'm going to remove a little bit of that with the same sponge. And of course, I'm going to put some different glitter paints right on this little guy right here. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take our black. That is the white. Take our black. We're going to put a shadow on the moon right here. Just like that. So we're going to let this dry a little bit before we move on to the next step. I'm going to end up adding a little bit more, I think, that meadow green. I think that'll be a nice touch. Let me go ahead and do that before I finish with that. So meadow green in our bowl. Grab that same sponge. Dab in some meadow green right here. Yeah. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to grab some of the other colors I've already used. I'm going to go with some purple first, some more grape. This is what that color is. I'm going to dab in some grape. So what I'm doing is I'm going to add some grape to the sponge, and I'm going to just dab the side of the bowl or this paper I put down, just so it's not too much. It's kind of like, think of the lights in the tree, right? Do a little bit of that. We're going to grab our red. Again, that's our poppy red. Right here next to the purple. Let's get some of that off of there. Yep. We don't want it to be too much. Just a little bit like that. If this works out the way I want, I will end up live streaming this on Twitch. I'll make sure I send out the link on YouTube. I have no other socials set up yet, but I'll make sure in this video to put the link to my Twitch in the description below. I'm going to do a little bit of blue too. Blue right there. Oh, that's better. I'm liking that. You can kind of see what we're working with here. So we got some colors in there. Now what I'll take is I'm going to move the bowl out and get the sponge out of here. I'm going to go ahead with some of this, and of course I say this, you don't see what I'm doing. Some purple glitter paint, this right here. This can's almost out. I do have another one. Come on. Correction, this paint can is out. Well, grab the other one. Fighting to get the cap off. Which is why I don't normally put the caps back on the glitter paints, because they don't like to come off. Gotta shake. Well, I got two of these to shake up. Alright, so we're gonna get just little bit of purple on there, a little bit of blue. And we're also going to grab our silver. We have a silver one over here. This one's almost out too, but that's okay. I do have another one of these. So there we go. So we'll let this one dry. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to move it out of the way. We're going to come back down here with our, this is dry enough to work with. We're going to take our cup that we had on here, just like that. We're going to take our snowflake and put it down just like that. As you can see, it wants to lift up. So let's see if I can think of something here. I've got some screws and some miscellaneous parts over here that I can probably work with a little bit. I can do something with these, but I actually don't need to. Yes, that's my drill. Just getting it out of the way. All right. Let's see, is that going to work? Oh yeah, I think it will. Okay. So I got some little pieces of plastic I can work with here. I used to install satellite, and that's actually a piece of a screw clip right there. Had these floating around after they sat in my pocket, went through the wash, so I just will put them to some good use. Wants to roll around on me. Let's see if I can do it with this one. Okay, we can do the best we can. This one's in there pretty good. So what we'll do is we'll do it this way. I got these other ones I just gotta figure out what to do with. Is this tacky enough for me to get it to stay? It is a little tacky. That might work. Yeah. That might not work. We'll figure something out here. I'm gonna do a cut. Well, this is taking me a little bit, so I'll see you in just a moment. Okay, we are back. So what I went ahead and did is used a bunch of little screws here, which I think will get the job done just fine. So we're going to go in here with our black paint. I'm going to hold this because it's actually off the page a little bit. I'm just going to black paint all the way around here. Make sure we don't miss any of those little holes in the snowflake. Go just like this. Just like that. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to go with a little bit of white paint right on the glove. Yeah. A few flicks of stars. Grab some paper to get some of this off my fingers. I'm going to aim right at the cup right here. Make sure that's held down. Just like that. That kind of gives us an atmosphere on that. Ooh, moving my whole paint booth. So, next thing I'm going to do some colors in the back here. We're going to do a bit of poppy red, kind of keep it festive. Just like we would with a normal planet. Back here. Then we're going to go in there with some sea glass. Kind of a greenish blue color. Just like that. We're going to kind of keep it easy and simple on this one. We're not going to really add too much. And last thing I'm going to add is just a little bit of meadow green. I don't use the greens a lot, even though I probably should. But there we go. That is what we got. I'm going to go ahead, see how this planet's looking. Hey, not too bad. And then we're going to remove these screws. So this is basically just my test on these cards. Ooh, oh, that's okay. The next thing I need to do is grab something to pull that out. Use a pocket knife. That'll work just fine. Until you do that. You know what? It actually worked out okay. Got a couple little squirrely bits here, but that's okay. That'll work just fine. So there is card one. Pick it up so you can see it a little bit better. Got a little planet in the corner there. I'll probably adjust the colors a little bit just to make that look a little bit better. Got a little bit of a glitter sparkle in there. The snowflake came out really nice. I like the way that came out. But that is card 1. I'm pretty pleased. I'm going to tweak it a little bit. I might do that off camera. I'm going to obviously do a bunch of these, and I'll make a super video on those so you can see them. And then we're going to go back in here to our Christmas tree. All right. So we'll grab our Christmas tree cutout right here. We're going to put a couple rocks on it to keep it in place. Move it down a little bit too. Stones. Pull these guys up here too to get them to stay. There's a lot of little sharp, pointy bits on the trees. So, might try to figure out a way of making these stay a little bit nicer. And then on that, look at the moon, we're going to cover that with the cup. Then we're going to go back in here with our black. Right here. Just cover the whole thing in black. Just like that. And then with our white, we're going to go in here. We're just going to give our planet a little bit of shine. Ooh, move this one out of the way so we don't. Just like that. Just a little bit of shine. I'm going to use a controlled burst of spray paint here. To get our stars on there. I'm going to grab our just silver glitter. I've got a full can right here. Get all this a little awful. There we go. A little bit of color there. I am going to use some of the blue shimmer paint on this as well as our space gases in here. Kind of really subtle. Put that back. Then we're going to grab. I'll go back in there with that red. So we got a lot of green on there, so we're going to go in there with our poppy red and just kind of opposite, just like this. So we're going to put a few more stars on there over all that. So something I am going to do is I'm going to grab a little piece of paper here. I'll show you what I'm going to do with that in just a minute. Yeah, that'll work just fine. I like it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to remove all of these just to give us an idea how we're looking. Grab my pocket knife again. Just like that. It's not super visible, so I will be having to do some sort of adjustment, but that's okay for now. This is why I'm doing it on a test basis rather than the whole thing right this second. So I'm going to grab our white paint, and I went ahead and I just poked a hole in this paper here. We need a little bit of a star on our tree. So I'm just going to kind of give it a bright little star in the middle here. You get the idea. I think that'll work fine. I'll just have to probably use a lighter green for the tree. You get kind of the idea of what we're trying to do here. So I will tweak this, and I'll probably include a video on the retweak once I come up with some ideas. So I'll try some stuff off camera to see how it comes out, and that'll be the next video. I know we're not quite into December yet, but these are some things I need to get done before December. So I want to make sure that they are dry enough to send out to friends and family. The Etsy shop is coming, so if you've ever wanted something like this and you want something custom, I'll be able to do that for you. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. If there's something specific you want to see me do with spray paint on these types of things, go ahead and comment below. Next video, I will be making this kind of a cosmic reindeer. We're going to make him, it's going to be pitch black, a couple little planets on him. We'll change this. I'd prefer making this silver. I think it'll look a lot nicer. And I've got a couple of those, so I'm kind of excited about doing that. But we'll do that in the next video. As for now, please hit like, subscribe. and I'll see you in that next one. Thanks a lot for coming by.